D&D Davis and liveweatherblogs.com. Late night, overnight edition here. Um, Late evening, overnight edition, excuse me. We're doing this a little early this evening. We have a threat tomorrow for our severe weather, which will be in Omaha, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Fargo, North Dakota. These areas all have the threat of mainly high winds as the most probable type of severe weather, and some isolated tornadoes as you can have the jet stream coming up here. The best bet for that would be in your northern areas, um, Minnesota and North Dakota, like we have today. Um, Beyond that, we're going to look at your Tuesday outlook for severe weather. Here we have some probabilities here in the Montana area and Wyoming. This would be with the jet coming down across. This area would be the most likely area for probability of tornadic activity. And we have also severe weather threat here: Des Moines, Iowa, Omaha, Nebraska, Chicago, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana, uh, and a isolated severe risk here on the East Coast. Mainly damaging winds, pulse-type thunderstorms like normal summertime thunderstorms you normally get. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on the tropics tonight. Not a whole lot of time because Bob is taking care of most of our real good tropical. Definitely look at Bob's latest blogs on liveweatherblogs.com. He's really in depth into what's going on with this system out here in the Central Atlantic. We have a high risk of tropical development. We're talking about 85 to 90% risk of tropical development now. And we'll take a look at the satellite in a minute. This could be an interesting player as it comes in a week or so in this general area, based on what we have seen so far with model data. We'll take a look at some of the stuff momentarily. Let's take a look at satellite pictures. First off, I want to show you this is a visible satellite image of this investigation. The low pressure is inside this area of, and it's starting to outflow really good around the outside of the system. So this is very likely going to become a tropical depression very shortly, if not a tropical storm within the next 24 hours. I would not be surprised to see tropical storm form within the next 24 hours, if not sooner. Water vapor imagery also shows, a very moist area, nice outflow banding coming out here. It's going to have a lot of time to develop and a lot of time to breathe. No dry air infringing on its possible development. As you can see, this dry air is actually retreating, and you're actually getting some development around where it seems to be a center, is like in this general area. These storms are actually developing near where a center of low pressure is trying to develop, basically in this area, and it looks pretty healthy. Like I said, with some of this dry air retreating and no real shear levels of any type, this upper level low is pretty far away and retreating. This has a lot of time to get its act together, and as it moves to the west and then west northwest. We're going to take a look at some computer model data on this also. Alright, now we're taking a look at these models, and the model data suggests a pretty clear thing for a while, but let's also put this into perspective. This is a ways out. Do not make yourself tuning on where this looks like it's going. This could turn out to sea easily, but these do project it. If things get right, this does project it somewhere possibly on the East Coast. We'll have to keep an eye on this as it gets closer and closer. A lot of things can change between now and the time it gets to the end of these computer model runs. Remember, this is only computer model, so it's only giving a estimate of where it will be based on the weather patterns surrounding it and the data that goes into these models. And being that far out, I mean, I would only go to as far as here. So this to be pretty clear, it will be in this general area. This is going to be like almost a 90 percentile where this will go. Beyond that, it's a lot less. And when we get out here, I wouldn't really be taking a look so far out to 120 hours. And like I said, this is a pretty significant. If it does put itself in this area, we would really have to start looking with the possibility of you know what may happen on the East Coast, and something we have to look forward to 120 hours out. The GFS is pointing it. This points it towards the Carolinas. That's a scary thought also. And then we have let's see, GFDL also is pointing anywhere between Florida and the Carolinas. This is a long range. You really can't go by this at this time, but this is just a model look at it and something we have to keep an eye on for futuristic development. And liveweatherblogs.com will keep you updated with the latest. Bob will have the latest information for you. I'll keep you updated also with shorter information, and let Bob take care of the longer term things. And if it gets closer to the East Coast, we'll all be taking care of different prospects of this hurricane, of any tropical system that happens there. So anyway, but it does look like it will develop into something. So we got to keep an eye on that here in the next 24 hours. This next one is the GFS medium range forecast model, and you will see a few things in this GFS model. I'm going to wait till it comes back to two things. You're going to see the heat increase, which is what we're mainly going to talk about here, and then the tropical entity that is showing up. There's your heat increase, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here's what looks to be a tropical system, and it says make landfall in Florida. So this is 10 days out. You can't go that far out and say, it projects it 10 days out to be near Florida, but it can always turn out to sea. Depends on, what kind of frontal systems we get in and everything else. But right now, this is as of right now, this is stating that the heat will build in this week, and that we will also have to watch this tropical system coming north of the islands, and then possibly going towards the Atlantic coast next week. So something to keep an eye on here at liveweatherblogs.com. And now take a look at the Roanoke area forecast for the next couple of days. We're going to see 63 degrees tonight, chilly degrees, chance of drizzle tomorrow, so drowsy day, 84 degrees, 70 tomorrow night. We'll warm up, 90 degrees on Tuesday, 94 on Wednesday, 93 on Thursday, 94 on Friday, 95 on Friday, on Saturday. So we're going to get into a heat wave again. A chance of thunderstorms pretty much Wednesday on, with your better shot. Very slight chance on Tuesday. So the heat's going to be on. The tropics are heating up, and severe weather in the Midwest for tomorrow. Well, be back on a little later, or tomorrow if as time progresses. It depends on anything on that tropical system. We'll update you. This is Dean D. Davison, liveweatherblogs.com.